Hi, Mike here, Northwest School of Fly Fishing. One of the questions I get in fly fishing, we're going to discuss those with you throughout our time on YouTube, but one of the questions I get is, how much lead should I use when I'm nymph fishing? Nymph fishing, there's many different styles that do it. There's the Euro style, Polish nymphing, drop shot nymphing, classical nymphing, strike indicator nymphing. God, there's just a million ways to nymph fish, but what they all have in common is the flies have to be on or near the bottom. And what we do to get our flies down there is we use lead, split shot. If you're a Euro style, you have a heavy fly with tungsten beads. Regardless of whether you're using lead or not, you have to get your fly down. We're using putty nowadays, leaded putty to get our flies down. The question is how much lead do I use? Well, that's pretty subjective because the river is running in different flows from one section of the river to another. So you may be fishing a section here and your lead is the perfect amount on there. If you move down 20 feet, it's changed. So we have to add lead and take lead off. But it's important. If you're using too much lead, then your fly's not moving or bouncing, or you're not pulling it through, and you're going to get caught on the bottom. It's hard to keep it at the same pace. If you're not using enough lead, then you're just moving it, and you're drifting your fly above where fish are. And fish will rarely come down to eat a fly on the bottom, and they'll rarely swim up to get a fly. They prefer to have a fly that's coming right at them. So the proper amount of lead is dependent upon the river itself. Having said that, you're always changing and adding lead. But to really kind of give you a better insight or a better definitive answer on how much lead should I use when I'm nymphing, it's this. It's better to err on having too much lead on your line than not having enough. If you err with too much lead, you might lose some lead. If you're drop shotting, it'll just come off the end. You get caught on the bottom, but you'll still catch fish. However, if you're not using enough lead, if you don't have a heavier anchor fly, then you won't be catching any fish at all. So the moral of the story is, when in doubt, just add a little more lead than you think you might need. You can always take it off and catch those fish.